Right, welcome everyone to the captain's table of the Premier League Cricket Club. And today we've got joining us all-rounder and skipper from Burghley Park Cricket Club, Alex Ashwin. How are you doing, Alex?
Very good, thank you. Yeah.
All good, mate. Hey, let's get to it. The season's over, Alex. Let's get to it. How are you feeling now it's all wrapped up? Relief, pride, or just bloody exhausted?
Probably a bit of all three, to be honest. It was our first year in the Premier League as a club in club's 252-year history. So it was a very, very good year to be involved with, and probably exceeded expectations from our lads. I think we were expecting a relegation battle and ended up pretty comfortably fifth. So yeah, can't complain.
You definitely ended up quite comfortable. There's no two ways about it. Sum up your season for 2025 in one word, as much as you can.
Historic, let's say.
Yeah, I think that's fair comment. 252 years, first time in the top division as such. And at a place like yours, it sort of deserves to be in the top division, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's always been one of the better grounds around, so it's always nice to then have Premier League cricket there as well.
Yeah, most definitely. How would you describe the season overall then? Just try to sort of put some meat on the bone for everyone.
I mean, we got off to an absolute flyer, which I think surprised an awful lot of people, which then made the rest of the season in a way comfortable, but it sort of helped the lads actually get an idea of, what, we're plenty good enough to be here. I think had we lost the first 3 or 4 games, I think it might have been a bit of a long, tough season. But the start of the season certainly helped, and a few big results in there, and a few games that maybe we let slip. But overall a very good season for us, I think.
And in those big games, in those big results, what would you say the standout result or weekend was for you that defined the rest of the season?
I think going away to Scunthorpe, who were the reigning champions pretty early on in the season, only about 4 or 5 weeks into the season, and defending 200 against them was probably the biggest result. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously you went up there against PK, the number 1 run scorer in the entire country. So to defend that with him in the side, even better.
Yeah, I mean, he did get 80 something of their 180 runs, but it was the only time we got him out this season, because he guided them to a pretty comfortable win at our place. So
he's a bit special in any league in this country. He's a bit special, and anyone who goes past 1,500 runs, that you're doing something right, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
most definitely. And what about the game that got away? There must be one where you look back at and you go, do you know what? That's the one that we really should have won.
I mean, there's definitely two. I mean, we bowled Grantham out for 150 and then couldn't chase it down, and we bowled Spalding out for 112 and couldn't chase it down. So those two really got away. But other than that, probably each game was either close or there were a couple we did just get outplayed in. So
yeah, and Spalding were in a relegation battle, so that one really would sort of irritate you. And Grantham were just ahead of you in the league, so if you'd have won those two, you might have even got 4th and even close to 3rd place then, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
most definitely. What do you reckon the turning point of the summer was? A moment where things sort of either clicked or even the opposite, where it fell away and maybe we're not going to get quite where it was.
I actually think the first game was probably the biggest game for us, because Sleaford finished, I think, 3rd or 4th last year.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to come to our place and actually we beat them fairly comfortably in the end on day one, on the first day, was it sort of set the tone for us for the season, I think.
And that was one of those days then straight away where you went, actually, we can mix it with this lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And was there anyone where you came up against during the season where you thought, do you know what, they're just too bloody good for us?
Bracebridge Heath, who won the league, they comfortably outplayed us, and that was only to be fair, that was the 2nd week of the season,
right?
And ultimately, as we've sort of previously touched on, PK's innings for Scunthorpe at home,
mm-hmm.
when we'd put 270 on the board, he made it look pretty effortless in chasing it down. So yeah, I mean, you've just sometimes just got to hold your hands up and go, fair play, you've beat us today.
Yeah, but you're not coming up against a PK every week, so those things always help, doesn't it? How do you think the strength of the league was generally this year? I thought it was going to be a little bit closer at the top, personally.
It's difficult to say because obviously it's the first year we've been there, but I think we expected it to be a little stronger. I think there's a lot of very, very good batters in the league, but I think some teams are probably let down by a little bit of a lack of strength in bowling, especially if they're missing a couple. Then actually there's some bowlers you can probably get after a little bit more than you would expect to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll certainly pick up. There's a couple of notable teams that really weren't at their best this year, but yeah, it's going down to 10 teams next year, so it'll make it even more competitive.
Yeah, make it more competitive. I think you hit the nail on the head there. That Linkage is renowned for the amount of runs that are scored. So yeah, anyone who's going to bring a pro in is going to bring a batter in, aren't they? As much as they're going to bring the big runs in. But maybe that could be the turning point. You bring that bowler in who makes all the difference.
Yeah, I mean we're definitely looking at a bowler again for next year. Our overseas this year was a bowler, and he's been exceptional for the last couple of years, but unfortunately not coming back. So we're looking at hopefully an ideal like for like replacement for him. But given they've just signed a deal to use Kookaburra balls next season, I don't think there'll be many lining up to play.
What, in the Lincolnshire League?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the county championship have dumped it, and Lincolnshire have taken it.
Yeah, for some reason, yeah.
Okay, we look forward to what that will stand out there. We'll see what happens there. Hey, from a captain's point of view, what did you learn this year that you'll take into 2026 generally?
Probably just a lot of trust in the lads. There were a couple of times where I've sort of had to throw a ball to someone that hasn't necessarily been at their best, and actually they've turned up with what they needed to do and changed the game. So yeah, I know all the lads have got the ability to do it, and it's just a case of backing them on the day when they need to do it. Yeah,
most definitely. Who surprised you this year in your own side? Is there someone who you've gone, actually, you've really?
I mean, it's hard to look past Pete Foster, our keeper batsman. He's we knew he was very, very good, but the last few years he probably hasn't showed his absolute best. And this year, I mean, I think he scored 300s and a 99 not out, and not long towards the end of the season, he was averaging about 135 in the league. So yeah, it's hard to look past him, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he averaged 76 by the end of the season at a strike rate of just shy of 100, 3 tons and 4 50s, 250 runs ahead of anyone else in the club when it came to the first 11 on a Saturday. You'll take 800 runs in a Premier League season all day long, wouldn't he?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Given he probably only played about just over half the games as well.
And from a bowling perspective, yourself, you led the bowling attack.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit one of those boring bowlers that I'm not especially quick, but I don't give you that many balls to score from. So, but yeah, it's always nice to chip in with regular wickets. But I think all of our bowlers, I mean, there's not a massive difference between all of our frontline bowlers in terms of the wickets. I think that was one of the big things that helped us this year was a real strength in that.
Absolutely. And you played all 22 games last season, and from what I can see, the only one who did play all 22. So there's an effort to be put through there, isn't there?
I did miss one, actually. I did a big charity golf challenge in the middle of the summer, and I missed one while I was doing that. But yeah, all the rest, I've got a very understanding wife that allows me to basically block out every Saturday in the summer.
Absolutely. In terms of the opponents in the Lincolnshire League, who was the toughest that you came up against? Team or individual? It's probably going to be PK without a shadow. But outside of PK, team or individual, toughest opponents?
So obviously Bracebridge Heath probably were the most dominant winners against us. But I think in terms of like an all-round, real difficult to beat, Lindham are certainly up there as well. They chased down 2 decent scores against us and took it real deep, but backed themselves to do it. And they've got a real strength in depth with their batting lineup as well to be able to. I mean, I think at our place, their 9th wicket partnership put on 80 to see them home. So they were difficult to beat, certainly.
Well, they were definitely quite sort of active, shall we say, in the transfer market last winter. They were one of the names that kept popping up, and they had that strength in depth, therefore, all the way through the squad, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and they've got a young spinner and batsman in Harry Brindle that made life very difficult for us with the ball, and actually played two decent innings with the bat as well.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you that question next. Young players in the league that you would think to look out for next season. Harry Brindle's probably up there, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there probably weren't a huge amount more in the league that we noticed. I mean, hopefully we've got a young lad in James Lord, who's now with Lincolnshire, and hopefully he'll really kick on in the next couple of years and go and score those big runs.
Well, he scored almost 600 in the league last year, which wasn't a bad start, was it, for a young lad in the first place? So if you could take one thing from 2025 into 2026, what would it be?
Our team spirit as a whole, I think, like the attitude and the energy that the lads put into every Saturday was exceptional. And if we can keep doing that and keep having fun on the pitch every week, I think we're going to be pretty good.
And the opposite, what's the one thing you think, whether it as a team or even yourself as the captain, one thing that you think you need to improve on?
Chasing totals down. We've had a whole season there and we haven't actually once won a game batting second. So that we need to get that monkey off our back pretty early next year, I think. Oh,
I haven't got the stats in front of me. I've got to ask the question, though. Did you win many tosses and choose to bat second?
Oh, absolutely not, no.
Oh, no, it's not the captain's fault then.
Yeah, every single toss that I won, we had a bat.
Absolutely. And just
other than at Bracebridge Heath and the second game of the season, I did win the toss and bowl. But
otherwise, get in there and get those runs on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What's your gut feeling for 2026? Optimism, unfinished business, in a nice place, basically.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of optimism. I think if we can hopefully make a couple of decent signings and strengthen our depth, then I don't see any reason why we can't be right up there competing with the best guys in the league, really.
Yeah, most definitely. It was close enough up at the top that a couple of wins here and there either way is going to make a big difference in the league, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The couple of games that we touched on earlier, the Grantham and the Spalding game, actually there were points in the season where had we won them, we'd have been right up at the top. Not certainly well within touching distance of those that won.
Absolutely. And I think, what will be interesting over the winter in the Lincolnshire League will be the transfer market, because going down to 10 teams, it just makes it that a bit more competitive to get those top players in the Prem.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Most definitely. Hey, thanks a lot there, Alex, for joining us at the captain's table, and look forward to seeing how you go in 2026.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Cheers now.